A state funeral is to be held for Jimmy Carter on the 9th of January as tributes continue to pour in for the longest-lived U.S. president. China issues a response after the U.S. Treasury says that it was hacked by a Chinese state-sponsored actor in what is being described as a major incident. And relatives of those lost in Sunday's deadly plane crash in South Korea demand answers from the government as the anxious wait continues for the recovery of their loved ones. An 18-year-old British man has begun a year-long prison sentence in Dubai after he was convicted of having sex with a 17-year-old British girl who he met on holiday. Both from London, Marcus Fakana and the girl, who is now 18, began their romance while on holiday with their families. The girl's mother reported the relationship to Dubai police, who arrested the teenager at his hotel. 3 Afghan members of a human smuggling gang will be extradited to Belgium following their arrests in the UK. The gang was responsible for trafficking thousands of migrants from Afghanistan into Europe. Gang members also sexually abused young boys making the journey, filming the abuse to blackmail their victims. Members of the gang are facing up to 23 years in prison. And Paddy Hill, one of the 6 men wrongly convicted of the Birmingham pub bombings by the IRA in 1978, has died at the age of 80. The explosions killed 21 people, and the men, who became known as the Birmingham Six, spent 17 years in prison before their convictions were quashed in 1991. President Zelensky has announced one of the largest prisoner exchanges since the full-scale war began with Russia nearly 3 years ago. 189 Ukrainian troops are being returned home from the captivity, and 150 Russian soldiers are being returned in the deal which was brokered by the United Arab Emirates. The World Health Organization says that hospitals in Gaza have become battlegrounds and that the health system is under severe threat. The UN health body has condemned a raid on the Kamal Adwan hospital as appalling, while Gazan authorities say that it came after an airstrike there which killed 50 people, including medical staff. Israel has arrested the director of the hospital and released this footage of what it says are civilians leaving the building complex. Well, WHO said that the attack and enforced evacuation had closed the area's last major health facility. Israel says that the hospital had been used by Hamas. More than 1,200 people from sport, business, entertainment and politics have been recognised in the New Year's Honours list. The King awards the honours after recommendations from the government as well as members of the public. The former England football manager Gareth Southgate has been knighted. So Gareth, as he is now, is recognised for guiding the team to back-to-back Euros finals. The actor Stephen Fry, now Sir Stephen, is cited for his work on mental health awareness and the environment. He said that he was startled and enchanted to receive the knighthood. The Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, said that he was truly humbled to be awarded a knighthood, while the Labour MP, Emily Thornberry, said that she was honoured and surprised to be made a dame. One of the rarest awards goes to the novelist Sir Kazuo Ishiguro. He is made a Companion of Honour, a select group which is limited to 65 people at any one time. And before we go, India has launched a rocket to carry out its first space docking mission. The rocket blasted off with 2 small spacecrafts to test the docking manoeuvre. India hopes to become only the 4th country with such technology after Russia, the US and China, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi previously announcing plans to send a person to the moon by 2040.
Year's Eve. Matt will bring us the weather in just a moment for those New Year plans. But just wanted to show you this because India has launched a rocket to carry out its first space docking mission, which is seen to be a crucial step in the country's plans to send a person to the moon by 2040.
Yes, it blasted off, carrying 2 small spacecraft, which will test the docking manoeuvre, which is essential for manned travel to the moon or supporting a space station.
India hopes to become only the 4th country in the world to use this technology after Russia, the United States and China. That's what you call going out for New Year's Eve, isn't it?
Yes. It's not a firework, everyone.
Now, only 2 countries in the world ban divorce, the Vatican and the Philippines. And for those women living in the Philippines, the ban has left thousands trapped in abusive relationships or separated but unable to ever legally remarry. But activists hope that 2025 will see the change in the law. A divorce bill passed at the lower house in the summer, but has been stuck in the Senate since, where it faces strong opposition from conservatives in this deeply Catholic country. The U.S. Appeals Court has upheld a $5 million verdict against Donald Trump who was found liable for sexually abusing and later defaming the author of journalist E. Jean Carroll. The ruling deals with an assault that took place at a New York department store in 1996, and Mr. Trump's attempt to dismiss it as a hoax.
From Hong Kong to Delhi, the clock has already struck midnight in cities around the world. We'll be live bringing you the key New Year celebrations as they happen. And from number 10 to the silver screen, the former Prime Minister Boris Johnson bags an unlikely cameo in a Ukrainian Christmas film.
China has described accusations by the US that state-sponsored hackers broke into the US Treasury Department as baseless and politically motivated. Officials are investigating after hackers gained access to staff computers by stealing a key used by the department's cybersecurity provider. The agency has declared it a major incident and said it's working with the FBI to investigate the impact. The US hasn't yet supplied any evidence that China was responsible. The United Nations says repeated Israeli attacks on hospitals in Gaza raise serious concerns about war crimes and crimes against humanity. A new UN report, which covers October 2023 to June this year, found a pattern of attacks, sieges and evacuations of healthcare infrastructure in the Palestinian territory, pushing it to the brink of collapse. The Israeli army says Hamas deliberately embeds its fighters in civilian infrastructure, including in hospitals.